I think we're going to invite him back because we'd like to delve into other aspects of this disease. And I think the point that I really find interesting is for those of us from Africa or areas, so-called malaria endemic areas, where there's a high chance that people, or some chance that people could carry sickle cell genes. So we're able to pass on advice to people so that they are aware of this as they get into relationship, fall in love, or whatever.
Yes.
Okay. Welcome back, Dr. Kenneth.
Thank you.
I would like to I don't know why you want to respond to, my wife was asking some questions.
Okay.
We'll quickly respond to that, and then I will wrap up with the awareness campaign you are on.
Okay. Like you mentioned again, parents advising their kids. I am definitely in support of that. If I have a child that is a carrier, I would advise the child to be very careful not to be with another carrier because of that. But I wouldn't go too deep with that because I believe every individual in life has a right to his or her own decision.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you influence someone to take a decision because you see it as a good decision, and something bad happens in that decision that person took, the person will always blame you. But if someone takes a decision just based on information that he has available, but he makes his own or his or her own decision, then whatever is the outcome, the person bears full responsibility for that decision, and that is what I believe. I have a wife, and I made sure that she's AA.
Yeah, wonderful.
Because I have lived with a disease, and I wouldn't want to bring a child that would come and bear the same pains.
Yes.
Besides the effect on the child, there's also the effect on the parents.
Exactly.
The emotional burden it has on the parents, like you've mentioned, is cannot be quantified.
Yeah.
You are never at rest because
Yes.
you are always conscious of the fact that at any point in time you could be called either from your child's school or from church that this child has fallen into crisis or something. For example, I wasn't allowed to go to a boarding school
Yes.
because of that, and at that time I didn't see the reason why that decision was made for me. I wanted to go to a boarding school, but my mom refused. That look, be close to me where I can take care of you if something happens. Not very far away. That if something happens, before I get there, I might hear another story.
Yes.
So I think it is very, very important that advice is given. However, I believe people should make informed decisions. Let people have the information about sickle cell disease. Possibly, if they can experience someone that has the disease and see how it is, then it will help them make
just hold on 1 second. Go ahead. You're finished.
So if they can also see someone that has the disease, experience it, then it can buttress the information that they have and help them to make an informed decision.
Yes, because I
Okay, let me
witnessed.
just take the caller. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, sir. Yes, madam.
Good evening.
Hi. I think I recognize the voice. Sister Eva, how are you?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm not listening the whole program,
Yeah.
but I hear something, that's why I want to ask something.
Okay.
Is that this disease,
Yeah.
is the black man's disease?
He's asking, the sickle cell disease is a black man's disease.
Well, I wouldn't define sickle cell disease as a black man's disease. That's the impression most people in the Western world have. It's a disease that is common in malaria endemic zones, and this includes sub-Saharan Africa, the Mediterranean region, places like Greece, southern part of Italy, the Middle East, Southeast Asia. And these places are not just populated by black people. You know, I met someone in the Netherlands who is Dutch, whose parents are both from Dutch and the UK, that has sickle cell disease. So it's not really a disease of the black people. No, it's just common in areas that have malaria zones. Yeah, but not necessarily black people.
And I heard you say something about not matching or not making babies with the one who have that disease. I heard that. Okay.
No, I didn't say not making babies. What I said is that people that are carriers of the sickle cell gene, before making babies, should go for genetic counseling
Oh, okay.
so that they can be able to make informed decisions, informed reproductive decisions. I do not advocate for people with certain conditions not to get married to people with certain conditions. My proposition is for people to be able to make informed decisions based, on their
Counseling.
genetics.
Yeah, and if you know that you have that disease, is it curable?
Yes, sickle cell disease is curable by a procedure we call bone marrow transplantation.
Okay.
Yes, which has about a 90 to 95% cure rate.
Yeah.
However, there is a 5% risk of mortality, and also another 5 to 10% risk of complications like chronic rejection. The procedure is a very expensive one. It
Yes.
costs about 15,000 euros
Yes.
for a single procedure to be
Exactly.
done.
So who will be
And
doing that?
this disease is commoner in impoverished areas of the world
Exactly.
who cannot afford this treatment. So in this light, we would advocate more for prevention than for cure.
Yes, and my last question, is it not better to check out yourself before matching with another person?
Yes, that I mentioned in the earlier part of this discussion that doing a premarital genetic counseling is usually not at the appropriate time for such information to be passed to people. Several studies have also shown that people that have gone through premarital counseling have still gone ahead to with their relationship, irrespective of the information they had. So my proposition was for this information to be given to people when they're still very young and haven't started thinking about relationships. For example, people in high schools, which is what we do currently, to be able to arm them with information they need to make informed decisions even before they start thinking about relationships.
But why in the higher school? Can they do it on the lower school?
Yes.
Yes.
Because yes, exactly. I
Um,
heard it. That's a very good one because my own parents got me informed from childhood, so we were aware of this thing.
Yes, you know, the putting it in lower schools, these kids still are very, very young. Most of them are less than 9 years old.
Yeah.
And at that stage, that understanding might not be there to give that level of information. They could be taught about the disease at that stage, but the issue of making informed decisions regarding disease, I think should be done during the adolescent period.
Okay, that is your opinion.
Yes.
My opinion is if you can give them sexual education from year 4,
Yeah.
and this is important illness, you can give it by the age maybe 9, 10, 11, and so on.
Yeah.
So it stay in their mind, and they're gonna take care better of themselves.
Exactly. In secondary schools back home in my country, people start secondary schools from about 9, 10, 11, which is the time I propose that this information about sexual and reproductive health be given to kids. But I do not advocate that people as young as 4, 5, 6 years old be given information about making informed reproductive decisions. At that stage, the focus should be for them to know about the disease, salient
Yes.
points about the disease at that stage.
Yes.
Yeah, but when they start getting to 9, 10, that's when the reproductive part should of the disease should be introduced to them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Miss Yvonne. God bless. Well, all too soon our time is up. I want to seize the opportunity to thank you, Dr. Kenneth, for taking time out. There are other things I wanted to ask, but I guess we'll have to reschedule another appointment. I want to wish you well in your foundation, and we pray that all goes well. We really enjoyed your company this morning.
Thank you very much.